Hi everyone, this is Julia, and today we're going to be doing the graded lab for all 8 of the exercises. So we're going to be going over again the lateral raise, overhead press, goblet squat, bicep curl, floor press, lunges, and then we're going to be teaching the seated tricep press. All you need for these are dumbbells and a flat surface, or a bench would help too, but you can do either or. So first we're going to have Colby demonstrate the seated tricep press. You want to do the seated one? Lay down. So you want to make sure on these ones, can we see it? Yeah, there we go. So you want to have your elbows at 90 degrees and to go straight up. So the cues are lay down, 90 degrees, extend straight, and back down to 90. Alright, your heel set goals. So that's the demonstration for the seated tricep press. Again, you can do that on a flat surface, but it's easier if you're on a bench so you can go farther back. Now we're going to go into the practice time. So we're going to do about 10 to 12 reps of each of these exercises, and if we have more time at the end, then we'll go into the extra sets. So Colby, do you want to go? We'll start with the lateral raises first.
What?
The lateral raise, these ones. For these ones, you want to use kind of light weight and go at a faster tempo. So as Colby shows, he goes right to 180 degrees and then straight back down. And the tempo he's going at is perfect. You want to make sure you're going fast, but not too fast that it's uncontrolled. Good job. Make sure you keep your elbows locked to get full extension. Perfect. Alright, and that's the lateral raise. So next we'll go into the overhead press. So this one we're going to do on our knees so we don't hit the ceiling, but usually you're supposed to do it standing. But either way you can do it, so go on your knees. So the cues for this one again is keep your elbows at 90, go all the way to the top and barely touch to the top, and then go back down to 90. Good job. Make sure you don't drop below. Good. These ones, it's important to get your back muscles and really extend far instead of going in front of you to avoid shoulder injuries. Good. Alright, next we're going to do the goblet squats. So goblet squat, again, you hold underneath and then squat all the way down to a 90-degree angle, and make sure you're going deep in your squats. Good. Notice how Colby's knees don't go past his toes either, and he keeps them in a straight line. Good job. Try to keep your back up. Good. The easiest way for these to hold it is underneath, but if that's uncomfortable for you, you can hold it other ways. Alright, next we're going to go into the bicep curls. So fun. We only have 15s, 30s, and 2s, so kind of have to work with what we have. Go ahead. Good. So on these, make sure you keep them straight and then turn once you go up. Good. And notice how Colby's going at a slower tempo for these, just to make sure he has full control to really work the bicep muscles. Good. And you want to do again 10 to 12 on each arm for these ones. Good job. Make sure you go all the way up and go all the way back down. Good. Alright, so now we're going to go into the floor press, which is like a bench press, but just lying on the floor. So Colby's going to use the 15s for this. You see it, yeah. Colby wants to scoot forward a little. That way. We see. Yep. Good. So on these ones, remember to keep your elbows again at 90 and don't come forward or back much. And you want to barely touch at the top like Colby's doing. Good job. And go at a slow, controlled pace. You don't want to drop your elbows really quick because that could hurt when it drops on the ground. Good job. For these exercises, it's important to barely make sure like the weights touch at the top, so you're getting full extension of your arms instead of just going halfway and touching. Alright, next we're gonna go to the lunges. So you gonna make it? Alright, so you're gonna do 10 each leg. Don't step on the dog. Good. For these, it's important to make sure your knee doesn't cross your toe. And there's many different, you can do these alternating, so go down on your left and then down on your right, or you can do them all at once for one leg like Colby's doing. Either way is fine, just make sure you keep that knee behind your toes. Good. Notice how he keeps his back straight up too, that's perfect. Now we're going to go into the seated tricep press. So that's the one you did the demonstration on. Again, since this is our new exercise, the cues are lay down, then elbows at 90, extend straight up, and back down to 90. Good. Make sure you don't drop them too far. Right there. Yeah. There you go. Again, there's different ways to hold these to make it easier or harder. It's kind of harder if you hold them from the top, but it's easier if you hold them for the grips. Either way works though. For these exercises, you want to make sure you're doing whatever's the most comfortable for you, especially when it comes to different weights. Good. Alright, so now we'll take like a 30-second break and then go into our second set. How you holding out? Good. For these exercises, make sure that you can like vary the amount of reps you do, but make sure it's pretty consistent through the exercise, so you're working the muscles the same amount. Alright, you want to go back into lateral raises? Again, for the lateral raises, you want to do the twos. This is a useful exercise for the top of the shoulders and the back muscles, depending on where your arms are, if they're farther back or farther forwards. But if you just keep them even, it'll work all the muscles surrounding them. You want to make sure you go right to 180 and then drop back down. So don't bring the arms too high, make sure they stay. There you go. I think that's perfect tempo. Alright, now we're going to go into the overhead press, again on your knees. You go with 30s or 15s? Good, so make sure you point them out and go straight up. Perfect. Good extension of the arms. Perfect. Alright, now we're gonna go to the goblet squat. You're good. Again, he wants the under the top weight grip. Make sure you go a little lower on the squat to get the full extension. Perfect, there you go. Good, and on these squats, make sure that all of the weight is on your heels. So when you're going forward, you don't fall forward with the weight, especially if you're doing heavier weight. Alright, and now we're gonna go into bicep curls. Good. For these, it's really important to keep the tempo the same the entire time and not at the end of the reps try to go as fast as you can because your arms are getting tired. Just keep trying to make the same tempo. Good extension. Notice how Colby drops it all the way too. Instead of like holding it here to cheat, he drops all the way and straightens his arm. Good job. Good. Alright, now we're going to go into the floor press. See it? Yeah, we're good. Keep your elbows at 90. Switch them up a little. Don't hit the dog. Good. And barely touch them at the top again. Perfect. Again, he's going at a slow, controlled tempo to make sure he gets the full extension in his arms. Good job. Perfect. and now we'll go into lunges. Do you want to do alternating this time to show the difference?
Is that what I did before?
No, like do here and then switch legs instead of doing it all in one leg. So the first time he did single leg ones, and now he's going to do the alternating to show the difference. Good, and these are more slow and controlled than the other ones, just to make sure you don't lose your balance. Good job not crossing over your toes. Perfect. Alright, now into the seated tricep press, and then we'll all be done. Good, so make sure you start at 90, so keep them right here. Good. Now it's straight up and go back down. Perfect. You good? Good job. Alright. So that's the practice time for the graded lab. Thank you, Colby. Appreciate it. So for a wrap up, what we did was the lateral raise, overhead press, goblet squat, bicep curl, floor press, lunges, and a seated tricep. All these work different muscles in the arms and the legs when you're doing the squats and the lunges. And all of these together creating a nice workout routine that hopefully will get your full body. There are different variations of these exercises, but it's important to do all of them at the same time to get the full body workout.